Hey guys, I'm Annie. Welcome to Life with Annie. Every Sunday during church service, I bring my notebook along with my Bible and a pen. This is my cute little notebook, and I actually alternate colors for different Sundays so that I know one Sunday's notes from the next. And I always have my Bible in tow, so I go in with this little arsenal. It's just a little notebook, enough to jot down what I need to during service. And I'm not gonna lie to you, my notes are not neat. I have a cyst on my wrist, if you can see. So it makes it very hard to write. So my handwriting now is nothing like what it was when I was younger. So don't judge me too harshly on the notes themselves. I will also warn you that these notes are not beautiful or colorful or anything of the matter. These are just simply my notes. We are studying the book of John in church. And so I'll pull my bookmark to the book of John. We're doing chapter 2 today. I think we were doing 13 to the end of chapter 2. So all of my notes will refer to this. I write down the notes that mean something to me so that I can study them later. So in John chapter 2, Jesus cleanses the temple. That's where he finds them selling things and concerning themselves more over money than God, and he gets very angry. And so our pastor was talking about any kind of anger that you've had in church, and I wrote down that. Is your anger pure? Anger is a secondary emotion. Your anger, is it ego or is it passion for God to be glorified? Is anger selfish? Is there any purity in it? So having these notes and then me going back and reading John chapter 2 will help me remember what the pastor was talking about and help me study it further myself. I also like to write down every verse that he goes over and mentions so that I can go back and look at them and write them down for myself. Like I said, my notes are not neat. My handwriting is terrible. And I do abbreviate, but I know what I'm talking about so that I can go home and look these up, write them down, and study them as I'm going back over what we were going over in church. He also pointed out that making money is a God-given gift. You know, God blesses you with this, allows you to provide for your family. So having money is not a sin, but maybe desiring to be rich is where the problem lies, because then you're more susceptible to temptation. He mentioned the seeker-sensitive movement and how it pushes out God, and I wrote that down so that I can go back and research more about this. I am familiar with this because we did attend a church that was like this, and it kind of got us in the door, but then after being there for a while, we realized this really isn't the place for us. Then money and profit became the focus, not God. And that is the problem. More Bible verses, and he talked about worship, rendering all things to God that are his, which is everything. And then more verses for me to go back over, and even more. And more. And he asked us, to think about, is your life going to be one of worship or safety? Are you going to do what you're going to be called to do by God, or are you going to take the safe route and not do it? Are you going to choose to just be passive and not be persecuted? Or are you going to go after what God tells you to do? So, like I said, this is not neat, this is not wonderful, but this is just how I take my notes. And like I said, I will go back and read them and then reread what we went over in church And then I will go write down every verse that the pastor mentioned so that I can keep it in my heart and my memory and relate it to what we were going over during the sermon. I don't know if that is useful or helpful to you at all, but I thought that I would share with you my little method of how I take my notes and what I do with them when I come home. I don't find that there's time to get fancy or colorful during the sermon because I'm focusing on learning and pulling from it the things that I need to jot down in order for me to be able to grow further in what I'm listening to during the sermon. I am recording this on Sunday after church. We've come home, I've changed into what I call my cozy clothes, and I have not written down my verses yet. So I don't have those ready to show you, but if you would like to see those, comment down below and I will make a separate video of the process that I go through when I do those. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye, friends.